morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you all had a lovely weekend. If people can just say who's here this morning and if you have any questions. We're going to be talking about foods to help the gut this morning. There's quite a lot that most people don't know that you can eat that can really improve your gut balance. So we're going to discuss that this morning. How do we look at our gut? So what's it made up of? Well, your gut is like a garden. And imagine your garden has got lots of flowers, trees, but it's also got weeds as well. So how the gut works is that it needs balance. So without one or the other, basically it can't be balanced. If we have too much of one, so if we have too many flowers or too many weeds, this is where our gut becomes out of balance. And this has got a gut microbiome. So basically that gets everything moving. So when you hear of lots and lots of different cells and so on within the body, imagine millions and millions and millions and millions of different balance within inside the gut wall. So what that basically means is without good bacteria and bad bacteria, our guts won't work properly. And a lot of people, a lot of people think that one is worse than the other. Yes, it can be, and that's when we get the ill health. That's where we get things like candida, where we get infections within the body, leaky gut syndrome, and this is where basically it makes our gut feel unwell. So think of it as a garden, and we need to have that balance there. So how does this microbiome work? So the microbiome works with basically rebuilding armed forces of our health so we feel well. So if we can have foods that improve this, we can change absolutely everything, and that can be in a matter of a couple of days. By eating the right foods, you can really change the way that you feel, but more importantly, the improvement of your gut. So what foods can we eat that can really make a big difference to you? Now, this is a real vast choice of foods. So if you've got a specific issue or problem, then some of these foods might cause your symptoms to be worse. So for instance, something that might seem healthy for one person for a food could be completely opposite for somebody else. Say for instance, candida. Candida is a yeast infection. Everybody's got candida, but when it overpopulates, it can cause massive amounts of bloating, problems with the skin, chronic fatigue. So some of the fermenting foods that I'm going to discuss today, they wouldn't be the foods that you would be allowed to have, because actually that will be causing more yeast, which will make you feel poorly basically. So how can we improve our gut health? Now, there's so many biotics out there. Remember, a biotic is a supplement. It's a supplement on top of your diet. If you have got a really rubbish diet and you're not wanting to look at your diet, then you need to increase your biotics more, okay? If you've got a good diet or you're wanting to change your diet, then basically the biotics that you need to be taking need to be managing with the already existing food that you're taking. Because if you take the wrong biotic, this can make your symptoms feel worse. Remember what I said? Too many flowers, remember the garden, too many flowers, and if you have too many of that bacteria strand, whether it's in your food or it's in your biotic, this can make your symptoms go out of control, which means that you think you're doing the right thing, you think you're eating all the right foods, you're taking the right biotics, but you're feeling bloated and you're feeling fatigued. So come and talk to us about it, you know. We can explore that with you and see where you possibly just need a little bit of a steering into the right direction to just correct that. There's so many biotics out there, so it can be quite scary and quite daunting, or you read some information and think, yeah, I've got every single symptom on there, I'll take this one. The issue with that is that you're not speaking to an expert, and you think that you're doing the right thing, and then you can make your symptoms worse. So you know quicker where you were when you first started, and it can actually elaborate the symptoms and make them worse. So an everyday bacteria is a good bacteria, something like Bifidobacterium and fibre. It is great, but for somebody that has already got enough fibre, then basically that will make their symptoms feel more gas bloated and they will feel unwell. So give us a call and we'll go through the different types of biotics, because we've got hundreds of different ones that can help you. The other one is eat more fibre. I ramble on about this so much, and people will say to me, well, it makes me bloated, it makes me feel like that. If you've not watched some of our Facebook Time lives before this session, please go back and have a look at them. The reason being is I've talked about fibre in 2 of the other sessions and the reasons why, because we've got 2 different types, insoluble and soluble. Some people are great with soluble, some people are great with insoluble. Talk to us or listen to some of the stuff that we've already done, and that will explain those things for you. Eat less sugar. Eat less artificial sweeteners. Reduce your stress. Now, you're probably thinking, how do I reduce my stress? Again, go back on some of the video clips that we've already done, talking about meditation and so on. I had inquiry yesterday asking me about my clip on Saturday about where do I source some stress releasing exercises, and that is you can go on Mindvalley, great resource. You can also go onto YouTube and you will find great clips of meditations, stress releasing benefits and so on. But I'm also going to be doing a session this Saturday at 10 a.m. On stress releasing exercises in yoga. So if you're wanting to join us, please give us an email, give us a message, and then we are going to be doing a Zoom link on this one. It won't be Facebook time. Live Facebook time. It will be an actual proper routine, and I'll be telling you what you need to require. We will be recording it, so then we will be putting it out onto our YouTube channel. So you guys that do miss it, not a problem, you'll be able to catch up and you can join in then. Getting enough sleep. Sleep is so important, so making sure that you do get enough sleep in the evening time so your body feels rested in the morning, which will then enhance the foods that you're eating so you're able to break them down. Right, what foods do you think that you should be eating? Anybody? We've got any on there? Any messages? Let me just scroll down. Yogurt. Okay. So yogurt, again, is another minefield. There's so many different choices of yogurt out there. A lot of yogurts will claim that there is lots of good sources of bacteria in there. There's a little bit of a fib going on, okay? Yes, they might have a couple of strands in there, but it will never be to the extent of some of these foods that I'm going to be describing and how they work on producing and flourishing and resanting into your gut. So a good source out there is one of the ski yogurts that basically is high in protein. It is amazing because it's got no artificial sweeteners in there, it's not got added sugars in there, and it really does work. It's scientifically been proven as well that basically by taking that particular one, that basically your gut bacteria can multiply. It also fills you up, and it's great as a boost me before a workout. So basically putting some vanilla pod in there, a little bit of honey. If you don't want honey in there, you don't. It's also basically great just on its own. You only need a couple of spoonfuls to basically maintain and to rebuild that gut bacteria up. Olive oil. Now, Yvette, you should have lots of this, okay? Olive oil is a gut bacteria of all things, okay? It has microfibers in it. It has fatty acids. It basically it's been known to basically take anti-inflammatory within the diet. So basically if you've got any swelling within inside the gut wall, it will reduce that gut swelling. It's great on salads, it's great just all the way around, making it into put it on your toast anyway, or make it into spreads as well. It also produces enzymes, so basically our gut feels more balanced. And it also helps the pancreas lower its requirements to produce those digestive enzymes. So if you have got problems with the imbalance, this really doesn't make a big difference. And you can make dressings out of it. There's lots of ways that can make you feel beneficial for doing it, okay? Choose an extra virgin oil. than fats you can use, and it also contains massive amounts of micro-friendly bacteria in there. So we make sure it's not a cheap brand. If you go for a cheap brand, look at the back of the ingredients. If there's ingredients in there you do not understand and it's not purely what it says on the label, do not take it. Legumes. Now, legumes are one of those things, a love or hate. I really struggle to digest legumes. Legumes are one of those things that if you're not cooking or processing them right, and I bet you're not one that's allowed to have one of these, is literally basically what it does is it will ferment inside your gut wall. So if you soak them the night before and then you discard the water, then you can cook them and then they will turn them into soluble fibre. Now, for people that still have problems with gas and wind, what will happen is that basically over a period of time that will increase to get better. But it can take some time, so you have to be patient with it. I'm much better with lentils. Lentils sit with my digestion so much better than the legume mix. So it's a real preference thing there. Fibre. Fibre works with water. If you don't drink enough water, that fibre will not be broken down. So it means that you will be dehydrated, which means you'll get more bloated. So remember, if you increase your fibre, you need to increase your water intake. And this doesn't mean your tea and your coffee. A low fibre diet, you will struggle with weight, your body will be dehydrated, and literally you'll feel bloated, you'll feel fatigued. A lot of people don't realise when they're actually dehydrated and they'll grab something to eat. Misto. Now, misto can be used in sauces, it can be used in soups, it can be made in paste, it can be bought in any of the supermarkets and your corner shops. It will be ready available. Most people won't be having it because they don't know what it is. It comes from Japan, and research shows that the bacteria effectively reaches the gut and basically it was able to produce that gut dysbiosis, so it's able to get the gut to move. So you get that balance. So remember, it's all about movement, it's all about flow. If we put one thing in, we need the other thing to return out. So it's a cycle of change, yeah? Cycle of it going in and taking back out again. If we're not depositing our waste, it's got to go somewhere. So if it has to go somewhere, remember, you'll get these horrible complaints where it will leak out the gut wall. Sauerkraut. Now, I bet you can have this one, okay? But without vinegar, okay? A lot of sauerkraut has got vinegar on it. It doesn't need to have vinegar on it. It's a great source of biotics, fibre, and vitamins. It's a German dish. And if you're unsure on how to make it, I will send you the recipe over that, okay, that doesn't include vinegar. It's really easy to make. I won't talk about it now because there's quite a lot that I want to go through today. And it's delicious with sausages. Remember, it needs to be good butcher's sausages, and it's great with meats and fishes. And it's cheap and easy to make at home. Kimchi. Anybody heard of kimchi? Let me see, come scroll down. Okay. Kimchi comes from Korea, of all things. It's fermented vegetables, and they use it as a beneficial biotic, and it's got vitamins and fibre in that. It's a lovely side dish with meat, salad or eggs. Again, if you don't know how to make these things, give me a message and I will send you them across the vet, okay? It comes from Korea, kimchi. Soda dough. Now, soda dough is very fashionable at the moment, and again, it needs to be good. It needs to be fresh from the bakery, from the supermarkets and so on. You won't get sourdough that's already prepared in a packet that's been on the shelf for 2 or 3 days, because it should go off very quickly. You should eat it and then the following day it should go stale. Very much like if you go overseas and you have breads, they will have fresh bakeries and they will deposit the bread after 24 hours. And the reason being is because they haven't added any nasties in there. Now, basically, it's fermented by fermented dough. The dough's been left to ferment for a process and develop, which means then when you go to eat it, basically it's being able to digest properly within your digestion system, which means then your gut dysbiosis, so you remember that the flowers, the weeds, okay, are able to populate and breed more of the good bacteria inside your gut, which means that your gut stays gentle, calm, and you get removement of waste going out. Normal bread just doesn't do this. It actually slows the digestion system down. And again, with recipes and so on, if you want me to send you some across, again, it's dead easy to make. I can do that as well. Almonds. So almonds have great biotics in them, okay, properties. They're a treat for gut bacteria, and they're high in fibre, full of fatty acids. That handful of almonds makes an excellent snack when you're feeling a little bit peckish. But why not, put it in a saucepan, put some rapeseed oil on there, toast them up, okay? Toast them out so it breaks down the enzymes so it's easy to digest. Put some Indian spice in there and then put them in a glass jar and just have them there as a pick-me-up. Or you could do that alongside your yogurt first thing in the morning. So then you've got a really good source of low glucose index foods to keep you moving. But more importantly, remember, it's about making sure those flowers and weeds are balanced within inside that garden, inside your gut. Peas. Peas have lots of gut bacteria. You're probably thinking, wow, I didn't know that, okay? They have so much fibre in them. So making your own pea soup, or just basically having some garden peas, or putting some fresh mint with your peas and putting them in with some rice noodles, making a stir fry out of them, putting them in your salads, having them raw if you want to as well. So if you've got pea pods and you've got your own allotments or gardens that you're growing your own peas, absolutely fantastic. It was something that I was hoping to do this year, but with what's going on at the minute, it's not happened. So I've got my good old frozen peas that I've got in my fridge, in my freezer. So they're coming out quite a lot. So they really make a massive difference and they make you feel good. Remember, the foods that make you feel good after you've eaten them, how are they making you feel good? Is your gut feeling happy? Is your gut feeling bloated after the food and it's your brain telling you, oh no, that was really, really, really good, and fooling you? Remember, if there's an imbalance inside your gut wall, you will get a chemical reaction from your gut up to your brain. Remember, I talk about it like your internet connection, and it could be misfiring and fooling the body and wanting more of those nasty foods. So remember, touch the gut. If it's not feeling right, then basically what you need to do is you need to understand the reasons why, So is it after that food, or was I feeling stressed before I ate, or did I eat really quickly? Remember, eat slowly and remember to chew it. Also, buncha. Buncha is known as a water. It's crucial for gut health. It can be used as a drink. It can be used into foods mixture, okay, with fruit and spices. And it's also a great base for great cocktails as well. Again, if you don't know what these things are, give me a message and literally I will send the ingredients over to you. It's a great biotic drink and you make it yourself. It costs you peanuts to do. Brussels sprouts. Now you don't have to have these at Christmas time. Christmas time, Brussels sprouts seem to be everywhere because they're in season and it's classed as a Christmas treat. But right now you can buy Brussels sprouts. You can get them frozen. They're cheap, they're easy, they're great to steam them and then throw them in your salads, or if you want to put them in a wok and have a stir fry out of them, or you want to heat them in a pan with a little bit of avocado oil and a little bit of cheddar, and fry them up and then bung them into your salads. They're great. They're great forces of bacteria. The sulfur compounds in there help you break down your gas. You don't need many of them though, guys. It's when you eat too many of them, that's when you produce lots of gas and wind. Or it can be that your gut dysbiosis was out of balance before you ate the Brussels sprouts, so your body's wanting to release some of that wind out so it can start basically flourishing that gut bacteria inside their gut to make more of those flowers in there, and then all of a sudden your gut will feel healthy again. Bananas. So bananas are one of the natural handiest foods out there. They're great in potassium, which we've talked about, but they're a great source of fibre. What you do have to be careful is not to have more than one a day, okay, because they can do a negative effect in there. They can make you go constipated, or for some clients have diarrhea. So remember, just basically one banana. If you're unsure if your body is able to digest bananas, you can get little mini bananas as well. And there's something called apple bananas that are great in the supermarket. They're tiny little bananas about this eye big. And you can get red bananas as well. And they're great sources of minerals, healthy minerals in there. Garlic. So garlic is antibacterial. It also is a gut bacteria, so it boosts basically the bad bacteria to get them out. And when you eat it in moderation, it's great to add to salads. Use spread on soda dough that we've talked about. And you could do that with the garlic and a little bit of olive oil, and then put it on the soda bread. So then you've had three things within your day that's going to help your gut be a beautiful garden in there and be flat as a pancake. Okay. The bacteria survive in the digestion system, so it benefits the other properties to help benefit one bacteria the other. So when one out of balance, it brings the other one back in line again, and that's what it does. So if you have those three things together, you will see such a massive shift. Ginger. Fresh ginger produces stomach acid. It stimulates the digestion system, and it helps the food move throughout the gut. So if you've got a slow transitional time, this is something for you, Yvette, okay? It really will make a big difference, and a few others out there as well. It literally will get everything moving nice and gently. It reduces the gas inside the gut, and it makes you feel better. It's great to put in basically soups, stews, smoothies, stir fries, or add boiling water with fresh ginger. I'm just going to grab my drink I've put down. Have we got any questions so far? Let me just scroll. No, Yvette. So normal natural peas are not a legume, okay? So you are fine with those. If it's a dry pea, then no, you can't have it. It's the way that it's the breaking down of it being dried out. So just a natural pea you're fine with, okay? Right, has anybody got any dandelions or nettles in their garden at the moment? If you have, fantastic. Do not get rid of them. They are great to put in salads. They're great to make hot teas with, and they give you the great sources of vitamins and fibre that you need for your gut. And if your gut is feeling out of balance and you're wanting just to calm the digestion down, you wake up in the morning and you think, wow, do I eat today? Or you're getting really hungry. Have a nettle tea. Have a peppermint tea. Calm it down. Have 2 or 3 cups. See how you feel. And then basically think about what food you're going to choose and be wise. The whole thing about this is about being wise and educating yourself on how your body works. You're going to be your best practitioner by the end of this. And I'm here as a tool to help and guide you on your way where I feel that you might be better to steer in this direction. So try them. Lemons. Lemons have loads of vitamin C and fibre, and they support the gut health. There's been multiple studies out there that have showed that the fibre, that the ones that we have in lemons, stimulate the growth of the important biotics in the microbiome of Bifidus bacteria, which is astonishing, absolutely astonishing. So add them to your smoothies, add some lemon peel to your salads, just grate it off, and then squeeze the rest of the lemon juice over the top or in your lemon water as well. Only citrus fruits to be alkaline. Yes, that's correct. Yes, totally. So we go into what we're saying about lemons, but lemons are one of the best, okay? They really are. And I've never known anybody in my whole working life that's ever been intolerant to lemons. Okay, I hear so many people when they come to me, oh, they've got loads of acid in. No, they don't. They does the complete opposite. It's the way that you use them, and this will basically make the body balance again. Okay, and if you have got lots of acid in your body, by having a lemon, it will get that alkaline back and balanced again. Foods to skip. So eating right is so important for basically your gastrin juices. Okay, you will have gastral problems if you don't eat the right foods, and trying to eat slowly is so important. Try and eat smaller bites as well. If you are somebody that wolfs your food down really quickly, put your knife and fork down in between each mouthful, or put it on a smaller plate as well. Yeah, all these helpful tips will help and guide you to just really be aware of what you're putting into your mouth, and also it gives the brain and the gut time to think that it's actually got something going down its digestional tract. Cut back on some of the following. So these are the things that I reckon that you should cut down on. Alcohol and caffeine, both are overstimulants for the intestines, which can lead to diarrhea for a lot of clients. Okay, so if you're having too much basically alcohol and caffeine, basically this can make us have diarrhea, but in somebody like myself, it causes me to have constipation. It's one extreme to the other. Also chewing gum as well. Chewing gum, when it's got a sparkling in it, if you have too much of it, can cause you to have diarrhea, but it also causes gas and bloating, because when you start chewing that gum, you're already starting to produce enzymes in your mouth, and you're fooling the brain in wanting food, and your body's then think, oh, food's going to come down in a minute, when in actual fact there's no food that's going down. So it's fooling the digestion tract. So the digestion goes, oh, well, there's nothing going down, and then you'll produce lots of air inside your gut, and it will make you bloated. Also, you swallow in air as well, because you're not actually, if you open your mouth when you're chewing as well, when you're chewing gum, you're producing air to go in there. Same if you're drinking basically water really quickly. You can get bloated from that if you're gulping it down. So take your time. So if you are thirsty, remember, sip it throughout the day. Don't get to the end of the day and think, oh my God, I've not drank my litre of water or 2 litres of water, and you start necking it straight down. One, you won't get off the toilet, and the next, you'll feel really bloated and you'll feel uncomfortable, and it'll cause problems with your sleep. Sweet fruit drinks. So anything with high fructose, corn, syrups, are difficult for the body to digest, and it causes lots of gas inside the gut wall. Be careful of red marble meats. So what I mean by red marble meats is, I don't know if you've ever seen this, where you've gone to basically to the supermarket, and you're looking at the meats, and they're all different prices. And you know, I used to be a vegan and vegetarian, and I eat meat now because I've got a better understanding of where the source comes from, and also it made me well again. So all my meat that I have is organic. The reason for organic is that basically it's what's the animal's been fed on. Also, it's the antibiotics that have been pumped into that animal. Doesn't happen, okay? A really great source is the Well Hung Company. When I say well hung, they've won loads of awards. They're awesome. They can deliver for you. And also you've got your local farms as well. We've got some great sources around here. So Google it, have a look, ask them, you know, how the animals are brought up, whether they're organic, what they're fed on. Don't be scared to ask questions, you know. It's there to educate you. You want to know what's going into your body. You don't want something that's had all these horrible, nasty things put in them. So when you see that marble effect on your meat, that's down to the animal being megally stressed before it's been killed. So your body then, when you go to eat that, it's got to break down that adrenaline where that animal's been pumped up through, because it's had a stress release of it being scared. Okay, so be aware of that, because it will slow your digestion system down massively. Red meat is not a bad thing. You know, I have red meat twice a week. I don't have it any more than that. and it really helps me with my digestion system because the fat content. My husband, on the other hand, he really struggles with red meat. He loves it, but it slows his digestion system down. He's much better with white meat. Just come and talk to us. We can help you understand why that is, okay? And fried food. You know, fried food is a treat. You know, we all like fried food at times, you know, including myself. But that fried food needs to be as a treat, and it needs to be good stuff as well. If it's going to be fried, you want nice stuff. The problem is when you have too much of these foods, it can lead into heartburn and indigestion problems. We've already talked about sugar-free candies and gums as well. There was other thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Apple cider vinegar. Hello Lisa, hello Rachel and Shamir. So, apple cider vinegar seems to be a favourite with a lot of people. A lot of my clients know my answers to that, but the new people that are listening today, I believe it's a no-go. You're probably asking why. Apple cider vinegar. So a lot of people that tend to go towards apple cider vinegar are already got issues with their gut massively, and they normally have, with the pattern that I've seen over the years, normally have yeast infections already existing. So they are trying absolutely every level to go down. And I used to be one of those people before, you know, Eternal Being exists. I used to have apple cider vinegar every day. I used to have yogurt every day. You know, when you looked at my diet, it looked amazing for somebody that didn't understand. It looked healthy, but it wasn't healthy for me. Apple cider vinegar can actually cause more yeast, okay? Any vinegars can cause more yeast. So basically that can increase the yeast overgrowth, which it's not needed. We don't need that. Majority of people have enough of that yeast inside their gut wall. So please don't go near it. Some of you will question what I'm saying, but it's down to the history that I've worked with in Eternal Being, and I've seen it so many times. People sticking it on everything, and they don't even like the taste of it. So why are you having it? Okay, don't have it. Antibiotics. Only have antibiotics when you really necessarily need it, because they kill everything within inside the gut wall. And over use of taking antibiotics continuously, a lot of symptoms lead down the candida route, and you see this with a lot of males and females having problems with skin, and they've been put on antibiotics for long periods of time, and they have huge problems, or then it turns into things like they're getting constant ear infections, nasal drip, and it's very debilitating. So only take antibiotics when you need to take them, and like anything that I say, please take the whole course. When you do anything, please take the whole course, unless there's been a question that's highlighted to you that you're unsure about. You know, if you've got some symptoms, some side effects, talk about it with your practitioner or your expert or your GP, and let them guide you what is the best course of action. So all of our tailored meal nutrition plans are all gluten-free, dairy-free. So if you are wanting for us to tailor one together, give us a call. We can sort out telephone consultation for you. We're on the phone for up to 45 minutes at a time. It's only £35, and you'll gain so much knowledge from that. And then we can put a nutrition program together for you with your guidance of the foods that you're enjoying and some of the foods that we need to increase in there to get that balance feeling right in this difficult period right now. And that's all for £35. So £35 for the consultation, and then for us to put the plan together as well as £35. So our next session is going to be this Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm very excited about this. It's actually going to be on Zoom on this one. We are going to be recording the session. I am bringing my tools out again. It's been some time since I've taught, so I'm very, very, very excited. I'm going to be teaching a class on gas removal from the gut. So we're going to be doing yoga doing this. So if any of you are wanting to join me for this Zoom session, it's this Saturday at 10 a.m. I've already had quite a few people that have contacted me saying they would like to join me. If you can email on info@eternalbeing.co.uk, that will be absolutely fantastic, because there's certain things that I need to make sure that, that you're able to do it, and also so you're prepared, ready for the session. So we set that session up on, you know, a couple of minutes after 10 o'clock to make sure that everybody is there, because it'll be my first time that I've done a Zoom live session myself. I've done loads of Zoom sessions since the lockdown with other practitioners and training and so on. So I'm very excited about that. And our next session, Facebook Live, will be next Monday. And I'm going to be talking about mental health. Now, this is something that's personally very, very close for me. The reason why Eternal Being started is down to mental health. And how we can really recognise those symptoms of our mental health, and how we can correct those symptoms as well, and understand our triggers. So we're going to be talking about mental health and exercise next Monday at 10 a.m. Also, please, 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 please help small businesses. Subscribe to YouTube for us. I'm classed as the Pooh Fairy. If you're unsure or unfamiliar where to go onto our Facebook page. You'll see the subscribe button on there. Press on the link, and then you will get all our daily updates that we do on a regular basis. You'll be able to go back, listen to some of the things that I say. If I don't become across clear, I do apologise. I am severely dyslexic, so I do struggle to pronounce certain words. So breaking down them words are quite difficult for me. So if there is anything you're like, Michelle, what was that? Just give us a message, and I will then talk to you on a personal basis, and we can break that down. But like I say, I look forward to seeing you guys either on Saturday at 10 a.m. for our yoga session, or next Monday at 10 a.m. Have a lovely morning, everybody. It's beautiful sunshine here. I've got a busy day today doing all my orders and so on, and some studying. So I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.